baseball. It's a pretty good sport. I'm just going to put up the score from yesterday's game. That's pretty important. Okay, so today I'm going to tell you guys the history of baseball, how to play baseball, okay, and some of the greatest players. So, baseball has always been on a diamond field. It started with the hurler, which was the pitcher, and the striker, which was the batter. It was really popular during the Civil War era, and the first game was June 19th, 1846. So, it's been around for a while. Okay. So, a baseball field, it looks like this. Although, it looks a little better than that. And there's like, that's sort of what it looks like. It's like a mound. So, okay, I'm going to teach you the offense and the defense of baseball, because there's two. So first you got to have your baseball cap. Can it work? Okay. And so I'm going to teach you the offense first. Usually people bat with a helmet, and that's pretty important. And then sometimes they use batting gloves, which that's important too. But they mainly use a bat. And each bat is different, but usually metal bats are pretty good because they make it just fly really far. But each bat has a sweet spot. And for this bat, usually go in, it kind of depends. You got to work with it. You can take a ball and just kind of clink around and sometimes find it. But this one, it's usually where it's kind of comes in. It's more of the middle, the bulkier part of the bat, but not the tip. And when you swing, you got to keep, when the ball comes in, you got to elevate the bat. And there's a couple ways of different swings. You can cut in for a close one, or you can go out for an outer one. And when you see the ball, you got to kind of predict where it's going to go and keep your eye on it. So you can just, smoke it. Put that away. Okay. Okay, I'm going to teach you how to throw a baseball, because that's really important. Some people don't know how to do that. There's a couple different ways to throw it. I like taking 2 fingers whenever I catch it and throwing it. But I've seen people grab a hold of the whole ball. But you usually want to get to here, and that's when you let go. Because if you get over here and let go, it's just going to go down. And if you get too high, it's just going to make a rainbow. So if you're playing catch, you got to throw it at the right distance and stuff. And you got to put different amounts of force for the distance of where you're playing. And the best baseballs, I believe, are, you see that? Wait. This is a baseball. See, softballs are like this, and baseballs are like this. And I like Rollins. Rollins is pretty good. Okay, I'm going to teach you how to catch a baseball, because that's pretty important. So, when you want to catch a baseball, you got to keep your eye on the ball. And there's a couple different ways. When you're a pro, you can just look at it and catch it like that, because they snap a bunch to look fancy. But usually, for starters, you put your glove out, and so it makes a target for a projectile to come in. And you just kind of, when the ball's coming, you just kind of move it around. And whenever you hear the ball either snap or you feel it, you don't want to catch the ball up here, because if you miss, it's going to come out. You don't want to catch it down here, because then you'll break your wrist. It's just and you don't want to catch it on the thumb, because you're not going to be able to get that. So you want to catch kind of deep in the pocket. Oh yeah, almost forgot. So that's in the air when it's coming, and then for the ground ball, it comes like you put your glove in here, so when it rolls, it comes up here. And you gotta hit it, you gotta keep it in the ground so that it rolls in. Like you can't have your glove like this, or it's just not going. So that's how you catch a baseball. Oh, okay. And I have some of the greatest all-time baseball players, because you can't forget those guys. One of the greatest players was Jackie Robinson. He was great. He played for the Brooklyn Dodgers. He was number 42. He played first and second base, mainly second. He had 137 home runs. And yeah, he's the first African American to play in the pro leagues, so that was pretty important. And the best, according to ESPN, the number one baseball player, and in my heart, Babe Ruth. Okay, this guy was great. He was number 3 from 1914 to 35. He had 714 home runs. He was mainly famous for the Yankees. That's when he really scored. He was more of a, I think, and then he played for the Boston Red Sox. And he wasn't as much famous for them. He's more for the Yankees. But he was an outfielder and a pitcher. So he was a pretty important dude. He had some names like the Sultan Swat and Colossus of Clout, the Great Bambino, the Babe, a bunch of other stuff. And so today I have taught you the history, okay, how to play baseball, and some baseball's greatest players. So, now you can be a pro, just like me.